G'day Spurs fans, it's Paul Hotspur Hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. And I've had a little brief, ever so brief, wander around the Spurs-osphere. And you know what? I'm just not going to watch any of it until after our next game, because it's a bit of a downer out there, you know? Bit of a downer. A few people think that they know what the problem is and how to fix it. And there's quite a few fingers being pointed, and I've had comments on my very own videos saying that Ange is not the guy. Ange is not the guy. I can't believe the attitude of some fans, you know. What do you want? What do you want? I think there's a few fans out there that thought we were better than Ange Postecoglou anyway, so they're just waiting for a bad run before they all go, oh, Troppo. But to me it's quite simple what the problem is. One is we're learning a new system of football, and the second one is a problem that's existed for quite a few years, although it is getting better. We are improving on this, are the squad players. The squad players they're not up to it. They're not up to it. You can get some good performances out of them, but not consistently. And it's the same players. No, I don't mean to get on players' case, but these are just the players that I think we need to upgrade. Ben Davies, Emerson Royale, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Oliver Skip, Giovanni Lo Celso. It's 5. We're down to 5. It was 500, but now it's down to 5. It doesn't matter what style of football you play with these players, you're only going to get a certain amount of capacity out of them. That's it. We saw it when we were playing defensive style football with 3 defenders at the back. You get a run out of them now and then, but when you have to rely on them week in and week out, they just can't do the job for you. So, given that there's no transfer window currently open, and summer's a long way away, I am scratching my head a little bit at the people that are starting to murmur louder and louder things like Ange out. And I'm just wondering why. What isn't it that's appealing to you about Ange Postecoglou? Was it his body language after the last 2 games? Because I quite like that, to be honest. I think, I enjoyed the Brighton game, but the game at the weekend, you know, let's be fair, we didn't play well at all. What would you like the manager to do after a match like that? Come out all smiley and chirpy like there's nothing wrong? Ange can clearly see that he's, you know, I think people are still thinking that Ange Postecoglou is some naive Wally from the Antipodes. He can see it as well as we can, what's going on. He can see that we didn't play well enough, that we kind of abandoned the style of football that he wants to play and I want to see. He weren't happy, and I think that's his job not to be happy at the moment. I think he's the man to sort it out, though. My faith, probably a bad word, but my belief, another bad word, but what the hell, my belief that Ange is the man for the job hasn't wavered at all, just because we've had to rely on the same players that let you down, man. They do let you down. I hate saying that about players in Spurs shirts, but they do. They you know, some of these players even let Mourinho down, Conte down, Nuno down. It's just what you can get out of them. That's it. And even though I think Ange is a good coach and has really improved some players. I mean, look at Pedro Porro. All the defensive question marks over the beginning of the season, now there's 0. Much better defender than Emerson Royale, much better attacking player than Emerson Royale. Whether Destiny Udogi's been improved or not, I don't know, but he certainly was pretty good to me. James Maddison, coming back from injury at the moment. He's a player that will thrive under Ange when we get going again, because he's a creative player and he likes the freedom to play. I saw an interview with Jermaine Defoe, who hopefully will get a manager gig one day. I've heard Chris Hughton, as a side note, I've heard Chris Hughton talk about this as well, about racism in football management. And when you think about it, how many black football managers are there? I mean, there's Chris Hughton. I know Chris Hughton. Patrick Vieira got a go. But for the amount of black players there are, you'd think there'd be more than 2 popping into my mind. There's probably more, but they're the ones that just pop into my mind. It's pretty woeful. So hopefully Jermaine can get some good experience with us, and who knows, even take us over when Ange has won us the treble, or go somewhere else and have a good career, because he's a great guy, Jermaine Defoe. So I'm just wondering what people are expecting if we change managers, and who we would change managers to. Because I don't know of anyone out on the market that would do a better job than Ange Postecoglou. I'm biased as hell. I think he's the best coach in the world. I've seen it a number of times. We're getting the same old arguments. He's getting found out. He hasn't managed in the hallowed Premier League. All that old crap. Football's football. The higher up, or the higher the standard, the more resources you've got. It's not rocket science. So Ange has got better players than he had at Celtic. At Celtic he had better players than he had at Yokohama. That's just the way it goes. Just seems to be a little bit of an undercut out there, and I don't know what other teams' fandoms are like. I find it disappointing sometimes that people really want to jump on us as soon as we're tested, and I think it's really quite weak mentality. You're talking about winning mentality, and our Spurs have perhaps lacked some of that in recent seasons. I think some of the fans have got to fess up to as well, Now that we're being tested and things aren't going perfectly, what do you do? What do you do? Do you really jump ship on the manager? Because I'm seeing that. And I'm scratching my head, man. I'm scratching my head. We wanted all this attacking football. We're trying to play it. Sometimes it doesn't come off. But when it does come off, it's much better than the crap I've been seeing the last few years. Have people forgotten how we started the season, that 10-game unbeaten run? Now, those players that were involved in those games, they haven't suddenly got crap. They haven't suddenly forgotten how to play. We've just got to put a bit of faith in Ange and the coaching team, that they can use their eyes and ears, which I reckon they can. It's not hard to see what we're doing wrong and fix it as best they can before the next game against Aston Villa. I think, I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of people out there that just seem to almost enjoy Spurs losing. So they can wag their fingers a little bit. But you know what my answer to all of that is? I'm not watching any of it. I do this with anything that irks me, causes me a little bit of stress in my nice little bubble. I just block it out. So I'm not going to watch a single moment of any Spurs fan channels over the next 2 weeks. No one. I'm going to consolidate my own thoughts, not be influenced, and see how I feel about the whole thing. Now, there's less to talk about because we haven't got a game for 2 weeks, so I don't know how often I'll be doing videos. I want to do more streams, but I am in the last part of working my butt off to get myself back above water. So I've got another couple of weeks to go, and then I should be sorted. So the break of football. Stop the aircraft noise. The break of football coincides quite well with that for me to be able to do that. So I don't know. We just got to. I think even being patient is the wrong word. Ange said himself, he's not a magician. He's a football coach. Let's just let him coach, eh? I don't think it's the end of the world. We're 5th. Perhaps the league title's wandered off into the sunset for this year. But you know what? I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun when we were top and thinking we had a chance. I have nice memories of those times. I have nice memories of those football matches and some of the football we played. Something to look forward to, because I think it's going to come back. Will it come back against Villa? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. But it is going to come back. It hasn't just disappeared. We've just forgotten the rudiments of attacking football. It's just for some reason something's struggling a little bit. And like I say, I think the final piece of the puzzle will be recycling some of those players out of the team. that have given us great service over the years, but are very limited and can lose us football games when it comes down to it. A couple have had a chance to leave in 2 windows now, and the old line, I want to stay and fight for my place, has come out a bit too much. But that's the situation we're in, isn't it? Our contract negotiations haven't been spot on in the last few years, or recruitment. It's a lot better now. That's why I'm not too concerned, because there's nothing we can do about this at the moment. These players are there, they're there till the summer. Let's just try and get behind them as much as we can. I hope we don't have to rely on them it's too much, and we have a nice run into the end of the season, and then we can sort it out. But until then, that's who we've got. Sometimes you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and any thought of swapping out the manager, I think people have lost the plot. They've gone absolutely barking mad. It's weak. Now's the time to show the team that we are behind them all the way. You know, that's what everyone was saying at the beginning of the season. Don't matter if we finish 8th, it's a rebuilding season. Well, I'll tell you what, some people are being tested on that at the moment, but that's probably the last I'm going to try and go on about the negativity. I'm just going to focus on what's right here. So you're welcome to join me, watch my videos. Happy clapper, I don't give a bollocks. And we'll see if we can survive this 2 weeks of angst and turmoil together. And we'll come through and we'll be all smiling when the whistle goes against Aston Villa. Anyway, folks, just a couple of my thoughts here. Until next time, peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs.